It's the 420 special. Oh, you didn't know yet? It's 420. Yo, take a second, roll up right now. 2, 3, 4. We're gonna get going. We're starting it off ripping. We've already been smoking with the homies. We got Mendo Dope on today. It's the special. They're dropping their album. They're dropping a new series. Hold on. Roll up and let's get into it. Shout out to all of our sponsors, Fave and Under Canopy Lighting. If you haven't already, you're slacking. Come on, man. You've seen it everywhere. You see them changing the game. Same thing with Elevated and HGV. You know who's growing with Elevated and HGV. The best growers in the industry. We've seen them. Also, Raw Rolling Papers and Elements. That's all we're rolling. And shout out to Slap Hub. If you want custom packaging anywhere in the world, Slap Hub LA. But let's get into it. Let's have some fun. It's 420. Roll up.
Dedicated to the ganja soldiers all over the world, standing on the front line, fighting back against these corporations. The real cannabis culture, never let them take it from us. Yo, I see the ones with the money, you're trying to take control, but they can't do it without the people who make it grow. They want to learn how it's done so they don't need us. We can't be eating these lies, they trying to feed us. Talking about putting a camera in my crop, violating my rights so the government can watch. I thought about the situation when I heard it. I know an average farmer can't afford it growing permit. They trying to limit the market and got heart, trying to take it from us and make us buy it from Walmart. They know we got the ball, they trying to intercept. Why these acres getting bought out by Marlboro cigarettes? They just trying to get a check and make $1 million. What about the farmers who do it just for the healing? That ain't the topic, they in it for the profit. Another dollar bill up in their pocket. They trying to take it from us. Standing my ground, fighting for my freedom, I can't let them take me down. I'm a soldier, at war with the law, in a battle for my rights. They wanna see me fall, they're trying to take it from us. Standing my ground, fighting for my freedom, I can't let them take me down. I'm a soldier, at war with the law, in a battle for my rights. What about the mom and pop grows? They using it for medication, and you chop those on the days when it got cold. They just trying to keep the heat on, the only reason it got sold. Now what about the corporations? Tell me I can only grow 6, they can have a plantation? To me it's all about the patience. They ain't got no love for this culture, they in for paper chasing. Now what about those doing time? Now that it's legal, they can commit the same crime without having to walk the same line, never feel handcuffs on their wrist and pay fines. See, they don't even know the game. If we let them take control of it, things will never be the same. They wanna hang us out to dry, feel the pain when you look into a farmer's eye, trying to take it from us. Standing my ground, fighting for my freedom, I can't let them take me down. I'm a soldier, at war with the law, in a battle for my rights. They wanna see me fall, they're trying to take it from us. Standing my ground, fighting for my freedom, I can't let them take me down. I'm a soldier, at war with the law, in a battle for my rights. They wanna see me fall, they're trying to take it from us.
They're trying to take it from us.
They trying to take it from us.
They're trying to take it from us.
They trying to take it from us.
They're trying to take it from us.
They'll never take it from us.
Never, 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 never.
with the law, in a battle for my rights. They wanna see me fall, they tryna take it from us. Standing my ground, fighting for my freedom, I can't let them take me down. I'm a soldier, at war with the law, in a battle for my rights. They wanna see me fall, they tryna take it from us.
We've been doing really good in the seed game, and that's partly why we're very comfortable right now with the music and seeds. This is like a dream come true to have the 420 smoke session with you right now.
I think there's a lot of dope growers everywhere, and like as we've been traveling a lot, especially around the States, everywhere that we've been, we'll find a couple growers that are killing it and have fire. And that's why we do what we do with music. We don't ever try to get political, but we want to use our voice to speak for our culture as much as possible.
Man, and as you already know, this is the 420 special. This right here, we wouldn't want anybody else. It just so happens life is beautiful and organic like this. 420 special with Mendo Dope.
Man, super sick, dude.
First smoke.
This is like a dream come true to have the 420 smoke session with you right now. On, like we're saying, on the day of our album, on the day of the Battle of the Trees episode
This
drops.
is an epic.
All triple combo
Dude,
right now.
420.
We'll talk about it because whoever's watching this might not know about that. This whole thing's aligned. What else is dropping today?
Oh man.
So today is our official first episode of the Battle of the Trees, which is the world's biggest plant contest.
Season 2.
We just wanted to have fun in the garden a lot, and we got back to our personal grows, and we're just trying to grow monsters again. Instead of the fields of dreams, it's like just one tree, focusing on one plant, one season again.
And so can you explain what this competition is for people who haven't heard of it yet? Because like you got to see it to believe it type shit. If you like plants and you like weed, you got to see this. Like it's crazy, bro, because you're pushing the limits of like what I've ever seen before.
We really like have a goal to beat our own records now. So which would be like, no doubt about it, this is going to have to be the world's biggest plant now. Like that's our goal.
Yep.
Is to be like, just shut everyone up. But there is people that grow trees too. There's a few of them though. Only a few of us out there that grow trees like this in the world. Other states too. There's a guy actually that had a bigger plant than us last year in another state. He had a giant greenhouse and he had a monster. It was a Hetio G2. It's like, it was insanely big.
There's some beasts out there. So the Battle of the Trees is all about trying to grow the biggest plant possible. Monster, just huge, full sun, full term, from seed, just going hard and being, a brotherly battle between us. We can really push each other's buttons. We can talk a lot of shit. We can, have fun with it and really just compete, make it a fun competition of really just pushing our growing abilities and just like what we can do and to impress ourselves these days. Yeah, trying to grow a plant bigger than last year. That's for sure.
I like it because, it reminds me of like 4-H because I grew up in the South where it's like who could grow the biggest pumpkin or who had the biggest pig or who had I love that part about this industry is it's like friendly, competitive in the right way. So that drops today, and that's on Mendo Dope, obviously, your YouTube page.
Yep.
What else dropped today? Your new song?
Our new whole album drops today. So the whole album called Censored. We've been dropping singles throughout the year, and this is where the full album drops right now.
Yeah.
Streaming worldwide on every platform. Super cool. It's a really cool album. It's just a fun album. It's a little more raw than what we've been doing. It's cool to have the band album drop this year, and then this album, totally opposite side of the game. We just like so much different styles of music, so it's cool to be able to do every style.
Yep.
And this one's hard. This one's talking about the game we're in right now.
Yeah, we just went in there in the lab, just me and Bleezy, and just like started going. Like it was started as a project. We just wanted to do a couple singles, and then as we started to make them, which usually happens to us, we like fall into a vibe of like making a song that we feel like we could turn into a whole project. Like we made the title song Censored, and we're like, this should be an album, like a whole censored album about our industry, our culture, of what's happening to us, because we're all getting censored. People are getting canceled. Pages are getting shut down. So we just wanted to speak on it of what's happening right now.
Man, I want to ask about the creative process that you mentioned it. Like, this is an interesting tangent, but so you're saying you guys will go in and start making songs, and sometimes you'll hit a song where you're like, we need to dive further. This is a whole album. This theory or this vibe.
Yeah. He's so good at concepts that once we get a concept, and once a song can hit open his idea in another concept in that same ballpark and same topic. It's crazy how he does it. Where it's like these days, the world of streaming, we should be dropping singles. We shouldn't be dropping albums. Albums isn't the smartest thing to do. But we're so old school and we really like music. And I feel like so much people drop small amounts of music these days. It's not like you listen to an album drops and you're going to overplay it real quick because there's not enough dope music coming out. And so we just like that vibe to just push like another full album instead of a single at a time all the time.
We grew up on listening to full album style and really catching a full vibe from start to finish of what that artist was doing and the whole picture that they were painting. Cause like once you start making a song like that one for this album, it's like there's so much ways to dive into that concept and what you could talk about. And you're like, I'm never going to be able to say it all in one song. But if we break this into a whole concept of this is an album now we can touch on each one of these points and kind of go from there.
Yeah. And what also is crazy that just reminded me of is on this album is the interlude that we did with you. So it's got the First Smoke of the Day interlude on this album.
That's fire.
Which I love that interlude. It's broad. Like I had the idea for a long time to take something from one of your podcasts and sample it and make a little skit with it. And that part right there hit me a lot. Like that interview you did with the homie that's suing Glass House and Metric and everything.
Catalyst, with Elliot.
Yeah, that dude, that episode was really cool. He was going hard. I like how hard he's going.
Yeah, and it's interesting. People didn't realize on the back end that like me and him had battled a little bit online for a while. Mm-hmm. And I rarely, like maybe 10% of people I'll go back and forth with because it's like, dude, how are we not seeing eye to eye? I think we're kind of in this for a lot of the same reasons. A lot of us. And me and him had battled. And so coming into that interview, it was coming off of like us butting heads a little bit, which was kind of cool because I felt like the interview, I dived a little deeper with him and pushed him a little bit, which people liked. And I felt like we got really good info out of it. Like you're saying, like clips. And sometimes when it's a little bit, there's a little bit of static. Like, I don't know if we're seeing
good conversation. Exactly. Especially when you can conversate. Yeah. You're good at that too. So that's really cool. Yeah. Cause the interview was good. I couldn't tell there was any of that going on. It was just a nice deep conversation.
I'm not here for that, but I am here for like, okay, well, let's talk about some stuff then.
Exactly.
Like, and I think it's really cool to see guys like that have a very interesting perspective because there's not many of them who are out there talking about like who else do we know owns, I mean, pretty soon 30 or already 30 plus dispensaries, a few smoke lounges, and is taking over. Like you see him buying cookies and shit now and buying other. It's an interesting perspective, and I think the industry could learn from listening to a guy like that, even if you don't agree with him.
Yeah, like me and my brother, like me and Daniel, we listen to everyone's opinion. We don't have any strong opinions, like super set in stone. We're always flexible to hear someone else's ideas. And he just how he's going against the system, and he's really like the one that's standing up for a lot of small farmers. Really, the way he's doing it. So it's like to me, it looks like he's doing a really good thing. Because fuck Glass House for sure. And like when you go deep into what they are doing, it's super fucked up.
I think time's the equalizer. If I'm ever unsure about somebody and I'm like, well, let's see if they're in it like we are for heart and soul first and purpose and then figure it out. Time is the equalizer. Because I get a lot of people who will say stuff, and I'm not saying anybody this and that, but I always go, let's watch it happen and see if they are who they say they are. Just like all of us, right? Like,
yeah, it takes time.
It does. And you only learn that the like 25-year-old, you'd be like, fuck all that. Wait time for what, bro? We're like, get this money. Like, let's get the money. But when you get older, you do start to realize like, let them cook. Yeah. And the right people, the cream always rises to the top over time because we can see in someone's soul, bro, what they're in for.
The weed helps you do that too. Like when you smoke enough weed, that's what the whole fucking point. That's why people hate weed. Also half of it because it opens our eyes and we see through the bullshit. Unlike alcohol, which blurs your eyes and you don't see the bullshit no more.
Oh, bro, some of the meanest people I've ever met were on alcohol. Like mean motherfucker. But like with everything, I always tell people like some people just should never drink and some people should never smoke.
Yes, certain people.
For the ones that do, man, it brings that pyramid together.
Yeah,
it does.
You get a quick like see through people's thoughts and how they're really thinking.
And I love it as it's a weird, but lubricant for like energy, where I get to sit down with someone and we'll chop it up over some good smoke. And I'm like, dude, we could be best friends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's
Crazy.
like, you start to see the similarities the glasses half full a lot of times, I find.
For sure.
Yep.
I got to talk about this past season. Because like one of the videos of you guys with a pole, like I'm talking like a fucking big old pole with just racks of plants, and you're walking up the hill, and I'm starting to run the number on like what I think that weighs each one. I'm like, bro, you be like buckling. I mean, it had to be 150 to 200 pounds easy. Maybe
Poles
more.
were about to snap.
Bro, you could see the metal pipe doing this.
Yeah,
like
even the dry
bending.
flower racks have a hard time sometimes with when you're carrying them out like that, like old school back in the day from the river. It's like it's such hard work, but it makes it so much faster. I mean, 10 times less walking when you're doing
When we
that
sat
stuff.
down with Jay from Dry Flower Systems, for everyone asking, like if you're looking for a dope system to hang flower
It's
on,
ridiculous.
I mean, it's the best I've ever seen.
Yeah,
it's not even close.
Yeah.
People ask me, how do you grow it like this? How does it stay consistent? First of all, HGV produces a consistent product. If it wasn't consistent, would I have consistent flower, consistent harvest? Probably not.
It creates good consistency, high yield, and high terpene levels. It allows us to fully express the characteristics in our phenos.
I've been running HGV for a long time. Cleanest salt line that I've had.
As soon as we made the switch, the instant thing we seen was the clarity of our tanks.
I've been doing HGV for 7 years. Haven't had one clogged dripper due to the nutrient.
I can call HGV during the day, at night. Shout out to Nick for answering our calls like whenever.
They're efficient, they're friendly, they're a good company, and we really enjoy working with them.
I use HGV from veg, even on our clones. I use HGV for everything. I even sprinkle it on my steak.
It's made the life so much easier. When we were doing big gardens and big grows and harvesting at that scale, dry space, and not even just the dry part of starting it, but taking it down, it changes the game.
Yeah,
Especially for guys like you, bro. You're like, it's not like, hey guys, move that over there. Hey guys, go ahead and put that in there. I see you're like in the mix with anybody that's around you.
It was crazy at the big farm. That was 2 years ago now. Last year was the first year going back to not having a legal farm. So that last year we went the hardest over there at the legal farm, and we had 4 containers full of weed. I'm talking the dry flower racks jam packed where you could barely squeeze through, 3 dehumidifiers staggered in between, fans blowing. Every container needed to be adjusted and switched. The timing of everything has to be super crazy. Like, it was insane how
We got to talk
you could
about
even
that
do
a little bit, because what you're saying to me is like, yeah, this is a lot different than growing in a stable environment indoors, even with your drying and cooling and everything.
It's insane.
Also, timing of, is it about to rain? Is it going to get bad? Is it going to get good? Is it too hot out? Is it too cold out? Like, where, and then knowing like we have to chop in this window. Hopefully, can you walk us through, like, I mean, you've had years experience in this.
Yeah.
Is that the only way you get to a point where you're like comfortable with the seasons and comfortable with whatever?
The flow of it, where you're not like being over picky, you got to go with the flow.
Or over worried, or just like stress yourself out
or you
too
lose
much.
some pounds. You're going to lose some pounds, maybe. Something not go perfect.
What's he out there doing? He's chopping the tops tonight. Yeah, you're like, what the fuck? Yeah. No, it's, bro, because the size of your gardens and just the size of the plants, most growers look at it and they go like, wow, it's a lot of work right there.
Yeah.
A lot of work. Yeah.
Upkeep, defold, waterings. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Top dressings, foliars, whatever. And then even the cut downs, it's not like a room with 50, it's days.
Exactly.
It's pretty much a 60-day process up there. Like, we start in the end of September, and we're not done debranching and cleaning up and finishing cleaning the dry rooms and emptying everything till November, like Thanksgiving.
Damn near December. Yeah, shit. If things are going good,
we're pretty tired of it by then.
Yeah, if Mother Nature is cooperating with us that year, yeah, because it's all in the air of what's going to happen and how you wiggle through it. You just
Let me ask you
go with
guys,
the flow.
where's outdoor going? Is it, do you see it being a continued thriving industry for the ones that want to put in the work and produce fire? Or do you see it going to resin, rosin? Cause you see a lot of people trying to find their niche of like, well, we're doing greenhouse. No, we got to go to indoor. And a lot of outdoor guys going out. What do you think the future of outdoor is? Full sun or depths?
I think like both full sun and depths, I think are still going to be going. I think the way that people are moving forward with actually collecting the resin these days, I think that's what everyone's starting to get hip to, of really how good outdoor resin is and how much you can get off of plants, outside and doing it at that scale. So, and some of our friends have been doing that for a long time. Like our homie, Mr. Bond, back in the day, before we even wanted to start washing flowers, when we were strictly just like, we love our flowers too much.
We'll wash our shake.
We fucking, we wash our shake. We would give Frenchy our shake and littles. We'd give Bond our shake. But he was like, you got to start washing the buds, dude. Do for the real deal, fresh frozen, full plant style. And it took us a bit. But once we started dabbling into it, and this was so long ago, it was like noticeable. If you had the outlet to move resin and you had the customers and everything, then it's pretty much a no-brainer. It's a win. Like outdoor resin, everyone knows like how good growers can grow like extremely great flowers full term sun grown. And I mean, we've seen it many times.
Was there a guy coming up for you guys that just was, or still is like, yo, he grows some of the best outdoor I've ever seen? Like he just old timer or young timer, just someone that has the green thumb?
Yeah, there's a few old timers for sure, but it's very interesting how some of them don't grow anymore. The old timers for sure. Yeah. And as we are older now, they're really old. So
it's hard.
It's just like, it's the work involved in it and the money that's not there no more. So it's like not all that many people close to us. But people like Sticky Fields, people like me and Gene, people like Huckleberry, Ridgeline. Actually, he's got some of the most fire. Ridgeline, and I'm like, every time we're like, dog, give us some, or like we will not turn down nothing. If you got a bag, then give us a quarter. Give us one of your eight.
It's always the militant type of dudes. When I look at them, I'm like, were you in the military? Those dudes grow fire herb. They're like up at 5:30. We get it. We water first at 4:50. And like they're so militant with it that all they got to do is dial in the smoke because. Do you smoke but other than that, bro, those dudes, I always see them and I'm like, were you a GC contractor? Like, what do you do? Because like they're good growers, bro.
Yeah.
Great growers.
Yeah. He's got some super fire for sure.
Him and that Rising Source, that his homie out there. I always watch their pictures. I'm a fan of all the outdoor, bro, because I feel like the grass is always greener. When you're an indoor grower, like you dream about just being outside.
For sure.
And when you're outside, you're probably like, dude, it'd be nice
really
to be
cool to have like everyone's like, oh, I only got 100 light room. I'm like, what, dog? 100 light room? That would be crazy to have. We've only had a 4, it's like an 8 at the most.
But we work with the sun, so our sun is like, a unlimited indoor room.
I think, as time goes too, like I think there's a couple of things that I was thinking about is that greenhouse flower wise isn't really getting a better price than outdoor if you do outdoor right. Like our style of outdoor, and when our outdoor comes, like when it's at the top peak of outdoor, it's just as good as greenhouse. Really is better. I think it's better than greenhouse. It's something about greenhouse flower wise and probably everything. I think sun-grown beats it.
Yeah. It's interesting because now we're seeing preferred gardens with the mixed light where it's, like years ago, my mentor explained this to me like, hey, bro, the future of this is cost dollar averaging and also growing fire flower at the same time. And he used to tell me there's going to be a day where these glass houses, AKA, really high end greenhouses where you can control your environment. Mm-hmm. You can supplement light, but that you can roll back the curtain or whatever system is there and be like, yeah, we're running fucking full sun today. Yeah. And now you're playing with both. But he's like, the end of this with cannabis for me is what he was telling me is like, you control the environment as well, where it might even be full AC'd at some point. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he's like, the wet walls might go away, all that stuff. And that was like 15 years ago, 20 years ago. He used to tell me that because he was looking at the cost and he's like, this is only going to go up in price as far as the cost. electric,
Yep.
what this stuff
Yep.
costs us to grow. And he's such a smart dude. He used to tell me that, and I'm like, bro, just let's put the blueberries in. Like, let's grow some weed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, sounds good, bro. Yeah. Like, the sky's falling down someday. I know.
We're getting good money for pounds.
Yeah. But it's true though, man. And you start to see guys now where that is the future. And what it does though, is it gives me hope that full outdoor is not dead. It's not like something where it's just like, hey bro, just resin everything. It's like, well, look what they're doing with mix light. They're okay. So hold on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think, for perfection and for like the future of weed, because there's a certain sterilization, I think too, that's going to have to be, as it gets more medical, whatever this, federal changes to, whatever that means, we try not to pay too much attention, but we did a cool song about the descheduling too. I really like that song, but, it's like, I'm high. I forgot where I was going on that.
Well, no, it's like one of my buddies said, and this is a good point. He said, with federal legalization, think of it as presidents and don't think of it as years, and you might get closer to like how long it's going to take.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Fuck me up.
But I do feel like people hate on outdoor in different ways because of the cleanliness of it. You know what I mean? Like, there's a problem where if you have you're using the sun in an environment you can control, and it's just that much cleaner, then that is good for the patients. That is good for keeping sun grown. Like, where because you're going to know the difference. So people that see it, when they get to see it, they're going to be like, oh yeah, there's something about this. The sun is going to do something to it.
It makes sense. Like, the comparative is what really high end tobacco as well. Think about all the guys smoking $100 cigars or even $1,000 cigars. Yeah. That was all grown outside. And like, even if you're like, oh, tobacco this, no, I'm talking like high end cigar smokers. And then if you want to talk inhalation, what about all the people who like blunts or, or other forms? And I'm not going to throw anyone under but like all the different forms of blunts. It's like, those are all grown outdoor too. And they're grown to a high level. You're now paying, some people pay $20 per blunt, per leaf or even more. And, you go, yeah, that was all grown outdoor too. So it's really about finding the right, I always say this, it's all in the grower.
Yeah.
For sure.
Every time I've been to the right guy's house, he's like, I got some plants outdoor. I got this. And you're like, yeah, it's all fire because he grows fire.
Yeah, exactly.
It's him.
Yeah.
Like,
that's what it is.
Same with facilities.
Exactly.
You go in some people's facilities and you're like, holy shit. And then you're like, and then he'll be like, yeah, I got to grow at the house too. And you're like, okay. And then you go there and it's like, oh yeah, it looks just like the facility. It's like, it's all in the grower, and it gives hope because like even when we were in Hawaii, I'm in Hawaii and I'm like smoking some fire from some locals. And same with Costa Rica.
Yeah.
And you're like, yo, where have you guys traveled, bro, that you were like, yo, they're growing fire over here? Anywhere out of the country?
Well, we only been out of the country to Spain, and I've been to Mexico a whole bunch of times because my wife's Mexican and she's got family down there. Like my stepfather or whatever has a house down there, and
they smoking Cali weed down there, or is they growing weed down there?
No, they. I'll bring weed every once in a while, but I try to keep it clean because they're all super against weed down there. So it's like the one time I take a break from weed, I'll bring it's the one time I smoke vape pens too. So I'll bring a vape pen and I'll smoke at night and we'll just chill. And it's kind of nice to take a break, even though I don't do it ever, but when I do it, it's not a bad thing. And over there, I'm just eating. In Mexico, all you do is eat. So you just go eat. And it's like, and once a couple of days go by, my appetite gets going, then I'm good. But Spain, when we went to Spain, was crazy. We saw a lot of weed, and it was crazy to be in Spain and see how much people from other countries are there. It was like such a worldwide cup,
super
not like normal
congregation of everybody.
Statewide, like High Times cups or Emerald Cup would be, but like someone from this country, someone from this country, someone from this. So it's so cool to see. So we saw a lot of good weed there.
We did, yeah.
For sure.
There were some, I don't remember in particular of which certain ones were from, because it was just like so overwhelming at the time. This dude's from Thailand, this dude's from here, this dude's I was like, holy shit. Yeah. So I think there's a lot of dope growers everywhere. And like, as we've been traveling a lot, especially around the States here, like everywhere that we've been, we'll find a couple growers that are fucking killing it and have fire, and we're like impressed and be like, fuck yeah, dude, keep it going. Other people that you see them gradually sometimes will come back to places multiple times and you'll see them progressing too. Like, we got better weed this time.
Oh shit, this shit's getting dialed, bud.
And it's so funny.
Yeah. You know what I think is going to also be a big wave for sun growers, whether it's depths or any, is this sift wave.
Yeah,
this
people going
sift
hard
that's
on the sift,
happening
static
in the
sift,
UK,
and all that stuff.
bro. The static, because like you can clean anything up off you. It's all like it's such an interesting tech for just pulling resin.
Yeah.
And I see that being huge for, we'll see what happens, but man, that right there is like the next rosin wave for outdoor farmers, where when rosin came in hashing, where it's like, oh, now there's just as much money, if not more, if you got the right strains.
Yeah.
And then dudes were like, oh, there's way more. It's sometimes even with live resin BHO, people were running it up.
Yeah.
But then you saw it go into rosin. I think static sift is the next wave of that, where you're going to see guys outdoor farm who adapt early, have the right strains, and murk it.
Yeah, you're right. I've been
sure.
seeing a lot of people liking it. I've seen some bomb stuff so far. Just a couple little things have been bomb so far for sure.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
I hear the rumbling. It's already down here, you know. I see the guys coming in with bricks of, and I'm going, what are they? Okay, and that's going, oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, what do those go for? And then you're just going, bing, bing. Like you start to run the numbers of like, oh, so it just takes the right resin.
Yeah,
okay, interesting.
right.
Clean. Okay. But I want to talk about music. Do hard times make better songs, or do good times make better songs?
Cultivators, Under Canopy Lighting is changing the game. And with that, Faven Under Canopy Lighting. They're one of our premier sponsors, and it's a brand we truly believe in. If you want to check out favenlighting.com, you can get all the answers to what Under Canopy is and is how it's changing the game. And guess what? You're family, so we hook you up. The code is FSOTD, and you get hooked up with Faven Lighting. They put together a full layout of how you would set your facility or grow room up using their Under Canopy lighting. Whether you're using CMH, double-ended, fluorescents, LEDs, it doesn't matter. Faven Lighting has you covered. Go to favenlighting.com, use the code FSOTD, get hooked up, and change your grow game. Come on, cultivators.
I think you get both sides of the sword with that one. You get good songs of the good vibes, and you get great songs of the hard times and like the real struggle of what's happening. Like when we got raided back in the day and instantly had to go in the studio and like let out that aggression and talk about it and just let it out and speak on it. I think it's
two sides of the same coin.
Two sides, yeah. I think because it's just like when you're in the studio working with someone and you're just having so much fun with them, songs just start to come to life and they're great songs and you're just having a good time, just having fun making music, not set to make anything in particular or trying to do something, you're just having fun. And then sometimes when you're just pissed off in the groove or like, this shit, people are pissing me off right now. I want to say some shit like, Bleezy, kick on a beat, like make something raw this time. And a lot of times we'll start together. He'll start from scratch making something and I'll start writing to it right there and we'll just build together and just go in the groove. So it's came from both sides. I think we've made, it's cool the different things that we've done over the time and how long it's been now. Like, it's pretty trippy how many songs we've made and albums we've released. It's fucking crazy.
And the views, if you go to the YouTube and you look how many views you guys get on songs, it's fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah, we'll trip out sometimes. Recently, we looked back at one and like when our quarterly checks come in and we're like, what was this song? And we look, we're like, oh God, this one has like 200,000 views now. This one has this many. It's like, it's super cool how songs are forever. And it's really cool how our life is kind of came in the middle of this change and the transfer. So there's like everything we've talked about is like a stamp in time and that's never going to be the same. And each album is our life progressing through this cannabis world. And it's really cool to listen back on. It's cool to just keep doing it and things keep changing. And you can just, somehow we never run out of songs to make about weed. There's always new weed songs.
What's cool too is you can watch your garden progress in different ways too, like your growing styles and like like the whole system. Cause like the one year was trellised out crazy. And then the next year was huge plant, like, and then they were like boxed with the tops coming up. Like, and so that's what I enjoy. Even the top dressing is different some years. And that's the cool shit that I feed off of too, is like, I'm watching growing progress and strain progression through the songs and through YouTube, bro. It's crazy.
It's such a full circle. It's so crazy. It's really cool how cannabis has become so much more legal too. Even though there's so much bullshit that we go through as being part of the community that makes money, that we've been eating off this, that it's our shit that's being taken, but besides that, this is half of what we wanted, is to be legal and for every state to be legal. and for us to be able to smoke freely and not get harassed and have to bring weed on planes. Like the plane ride here was crazy. We go through the TSA and we have hella weed, and they all the time seeds, and we had stuff for you, and we put her back through the X-ray. And they stop it and they say, we got to put it back through again. We're like, okay. We're like, is it the computer or the weed? What's going to happen here? There's so many times we've done it so many times, and they find the weed a lot, but they give it back to us and let us go on the plane still. Many times.
I'd say 90% of the times that we've gotten stopped with weed through the airport at TSA, they've gave it back to us.
Which has got to be at least 50 times now. I mean, we like have to live at the airport. It feels like sometimes
we're
at
back
the airport
and
so
forth
much.
through there a lot, and we have weed all the time for sure.
Well, and it's funny because like that's like for people who trip, that's how it should be.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Like, was this medical, and was the whole purpose like actually having like, because that was the whole thing we got in with Prop 215. All of us had medical things, and we had to go see a doctor, and it's like, and then they want to talk about pharmaceutical companies coming into this cannabis space, and it's like, okay, and this is what I don't like. They play both sides. They go, oh, well, we want to tax it and regulate it. We're going to treat it like alcohol. But when we want to keep it from you and trademark it and make it pharmaceutical and big business, we're going to take that tact. And then we're also going to regulate it like no other industry when we want to as well. And it's like this weird thing where you go like, man, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Like we're so suppressed still. If it's pharmaceutical and we have something that's supposed to be medicine or just like alcohol, you can keep that in your check bag, and you could be able to take some stuff. It's just crazy. You could ship it, right?
I mean everyone's shipping it.
Well, we have alcohol this year. Yeah. So I don't know. It's just crazy where it's like, I say this a lot, but it's like, I wonder who's speaking for us. Do you ever wonder this? Like who's at like in Washington that actually is from the industry though, that could be like, hold on. And it's not about them. It's more about like, well, let me put the right people, like a panel of people who are in it for the right reason. Like, I just wonder like sometimes in my head, who are those people though that are fighting for us?
There's no one, because not even in the county, not even in Mendocino County, could those people listen to you. They don't even, let alone the state, let alone the feds, let alone the levels to it. They don't, like in Mendocino County, just dropped the ball on everyone pretty much. It's one of the worst permitted situations, regulation, problems with everyone getting gardens, problems with keeping the gardens, people getting harassed for the smallest things, culverts, mountain. All the reason why we moved in the mountains is why everyone in Mendo is screwed in the Emerald Triangle, as Humboldt and everyone, because we moved away from everyone to do this. And now it's legal. Everyone is in the city doing this, and we're so fucking far away that it makes it harder for us to make anything. Every single time we go to make a drop, it costs twice as much. Every time we got to go to meet and greet, it costs a whole day. Every time we got to do this, we're too far away now, the way that legalization is.
It's sad though, because it's like, you think someone would have been like, hey, listen, is the goal Mendocino like an unbelievable epitome of like growth culture, cannabis, what it's always been, and let's embrace it. And then what other farmers that grow other products that aren't cannabis are going to get out of it? Grown in Mendocino too. You're going to get, and if someone could economically explain to them, look what's going to happen over 50 years in Mendo, where you guys are going to be, you're literally going to be the top producing part of the country, if not the state or whatever. And economically, it's like, I guess it's the old guard. Yeah. And that sucks because like my parents will say like, honey, because we'll complain about shit like this and we'll talk. And she's like, it's going to take all of us dying off.
It's the next
and I'm
generation.
like, that's horrendous to hear, but it's like, but that's what I wonder, because it's like, now you got all these guys who, I hear it a lot because I get DMs that are crazy about like, I grew for 40 years, I'm out, I can't do it. And you get a lot of that, and you go like, dude, isn't Mendo better off with those guys, part of the culture and part of the scene, and investing in Mendo?
Right. Yeah. Keeping Mendo flowing, keeping it building.
Doesn't make any sense. So the promotion that Mendo's got, and Humboldt alone too. Like when we were growing up, Humboldt got mostly all the love, not that many people talked about Mendo, and part of our mission was to put Mendo on the map. It's like,
it was.
Mendo is right here.
Mendo's gotta be I keep hearing these people rapping and saying they're getting weed from Humboldt, but they're passing right through Mendo.
Mac Dre, Snoop Dogg.
You're like, nah, dog, half that load was from Mendo, bro. But don't say it was Humboldt.
It's so funny. So like, we just like had to like do our hardest to just make sure that Mendo is the same as Humboldt, dude. It's like, come on here.
Well, they say the Emerald Triangle.
Yes, the Emerald Triangle is, what's funny is Trinity. We don't know that much people from Trinity.
Trinity somehow just gets, it doesn't get as much shine, but it's great.
I hear about all of them, man. There's a lot of like, and everyone's everyone kind of is tucked up in there, or has to have been, and then any guys still remaining are fucking doing Lord's work, because it's a lot of people have been weeded out.
Yeah, it's almost impossible. I mean, it takes people like Ridgeline and Huckleberry to have what they've done, which is huge in the game of like being a farmer that like to want to get it from the farmer kind of style. Like it's like what we try to push is like, you want to get it from someone that likes smoking weed. You want to get it from an old time. You want to do this, like all this stuff. They're like the couple people that are actually still barely making it, and they're barely making it. And they got deals with people, and they got collabs, and they got all the shit that you need. They got the farm. Like with us, we just left the legal whole shit last year, like, and it wasn't just because the struggle, it was because of the partners too. It was just never going to work with the struggle on top of shitty partners. It's like, what are we doing here? And kids now, it's like we're wasting all our
time for that.
And you're like, where's the future of this going then? Like if I'm in this bad, I'm working with the wrong people, you're like, this is going nowhere. This is going to go even when we succeed, it's going to be more of an issue.
Exactly.
It was just like after like the third year of that situation, it was like, okay, this is just one big hoorah, see if we could do it. And it's just like, no, this ain't gonna work.
It's so sad though, because and I know it's like easy, hindsight's 2020, but if we actually had some type of conglomerate of people who had been put together on this board, and this is where all the politics come in, and this is where it gets shitty, but it's like, who are these people? And I guess you just pick a large panel of guys who are the authorities in the industry. But it's like, if we had someone speaking for us, because every state does the same thing. Oh, let's figure this out. And they look at all the shitty states and they don't learn anything. And then they do it in their own shitty way again. And you're like, how'd they fuck it up? 30 people have already done it shitty. Like,
watching this,
bro, and it's crazy. But then it's like, oh yeah, well they're not even talking. They're talking to like, who are they talking to? Because like you go to the meeting sometimes and you're like, it's dudes from other states, and you're like, I mean, you should be talking to dudes who've already been growing here, But I think that's the evolution of this, or it's going to be too late. And we talk about that. I like your song about that we opened the fucking podcast up with, is literally like, I wonder like who's fighting for us sometimes, or who's talking in the right rooms for cannabis, because it seems like nobody.
Yeah, it's not like it was when it was first going legal, when there was Jack, there was Eddie, there was Perone, there was this guy.
With
famous
like clear
names.
Goals of like, we can't do it like this, we have to do it like this.
They're famous
for the people.
Yes.
They're not famous for growing.
Yeah.
They were famous for culture, representing the movement of it all. And
it's weird because when money gets involved and then people go like, oh, well, he's tied to this, that's where it starts to, and that's where you'd have to, it gets sticky quick of like who, what, where, when, but we just got nobody talking for us. And that's why I like your music, bro. It's conscious music. And like, even with that song, it brings up politics that like, I don't think a lot of us are thinking, like, we're just hoping. And we've seen that like not work for a long time. And I don't want to see, I get so many great guys on this podcast where I'm trying to get them on before they either leave the industry or pass away, or you know what I'm saying? All these weird factors.
All these big people you want to conversate with.
And you're hoping like, and you hear from a lot of the best guys, like, times are tough, it's interesting. And you're going like, dude, this should be the Mecca. California, if they would have embraced this industry and been like, we're not going to do city to city. Here's the mandate for California. We're going to allow permits. We're going to allow free market. We're going to tax it in this way. We're going to allow open market. We're going to test it. We're going to, you know what I'm saying? And let free market.
Let's medical was just about to be. 215 was just about perfect.
We'll be the first state to export to other states. Who wants to buy California cannabis stamped by us? And fight for us in the office of like, man, no, we're California. We produce product for the whole country. Why wouldn't it be cannabis too? What would the game be like out here? I mean, it would set a precedent also for other states of like, well, look what they did, man. It's fucking working out for them. It's hard, man, to look back. And it's like, I know once they do it, I just would love to somehow get a bunch of the right people in the right room and be like, dude, how do we fix this? Even if it's not for us, for future, for like other states or other countries are like, hey, dude, how about this? Just don't do that. Do it. Okay. You want to make your own rules, but like, don't do that.
There's don't do that. With 40 of the biggest people, 40 people from podcasts you've done, 40 of your guests got together. With like Brandon's talked about it for a long time. He was having meetings up in Mendo. We were going to his meetings, talking, all brainstorming with the community, and it sucks because it's like not too much established and set in stone after that, because it is such a complicated situation, but it's like somehow it has to be done.
It does.
or we're gonna what everyone worried about: overregulation, overtaxation, underrepresentation, all that stuff. I know people don't want to hear political talk, but it's like so true because your music is conscious music, and it seems like we're like, where's this ship going? Is anyone steering this motherfucker?
What sucks too for us weed people is we are so used to that shit. Oh, whatever, dude.
Yeah.
You know? It's like we roll with the punches already with political and government and the president. We give a shit about the turd sandwich and the shit bucket.
We're rebellious. We're rebellious. A lot of us are also like freedom fighters, but it's like that term also means like we gotta, even if we're not the right people, or we gotta put somebody up that we're like, man, he's in it for the right reasons. He can represent us, and he can also, if he don't know the answers, he's going to put us with the right growers who are like, yeah, man, I'm growing in 6 states, and this is the issue. This is bullshit. This is, you know, I don't know. Like, how do we not have lounges?
I know.
That's funny. I texted you. You were like, "Where's a good place to do burnout?" And I'm going, "Man, there's no good lounges in LA." I don't know, bro. And you're like, "No, dude, for some music video." And I'm going, "Oh yeah, bro, I don't know." I was tripping though because I'm going, "Damn, dude, I don't know where to tell these guys to go smoke in LA."
Yeah, you're like, wait a second, where's the cool spot to smoke? Yeah, if that's what. Yeah,
I was tripping for a second, bro, because I'm like, dude, I don't know, because if I tell you somewhere and then you get fucking in trouble,
it's we're all blazing a blunt in front of Randy's Donuts, fucking getting some footage there.
Dude, that's fire. That's fire.
Yep.
See, you guys know that. That's even better than I could have suggested, bro.
It was on our list of stops.
What are you working on now? You working on it? Can you talk about it or no?
With which thing?
The project you were talking about filming.
First Smoke family, no matter the guest, you know we're rocking raw and Elements papers. Whether it's the Elements king size wide, the raw fatties without the crease, so you still get the king size wide, but with unbleached and uncreased. Something we've been loving on the show is the raw king size blacks, and when we're lighting up, the Phoenix. This is awesome. Flintless residue, windscreen with a poker. No matter what products you like from Raw, you can check out genuineraw.com, and that gets you to all their affiliate links to purchase these products direct from them to make sure they're raw authentic. Genuineraw.com. First Smoke of the Day sent you.
Oh, the project. Well, that's a music video that by this comes out, it's going to be dropped. So we're going to get on this thing fast. So it's a song.
It'll already be out.
Yep.
It's out.
This comes out
Shit.
On your birthday, which is
April 3rd.
Actually,
April 7th.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Aries. Yeah. Salute.
Yeah, so April 3rd is also Ken Block Day. It's 4-3 because his number was 4-3. So we've been a fan of Ken Block for a long time. And we just love doing burnouts. We love sideshows, the Oakland sideshows, Mac Dre, all that. We've been hooked on doing burnouts. And
our Gramps was a race car driver, build engine. So like we
had the racetrack with him as kids. We like growing up, always in the pits, all kinds of stuff. So we just love cars. We love the smell of cars. We love burnouts and all that stuff. So we've been doing this stuff. And we, like last time when we were here, we rented a badass car and we're like doing burnouts in it. You know, so we just love just thrashing these rental cars, you know, to save our tires.
I see that a lot now. Favorite strain you've grown outside?
Ooh, favorite strain outside.
One that just is like, man, that lady right there, she just was something different. Whether she's still around or not, want just anything.
There's so many to choose from, but off the top of my head, and Daniel knows what I'm going to say too, because I've just been hooked on this strain. It's the Perps from Humboldt Seed Company. It's when we got it, it was in testing called CF50. It was a pheno that they've been working on, crossing different things, and one of the phenos was found at Casa Flora Farms. So CF50 stands for Casa Flora.
Box actually.
Yeah, take a smell.
Smell it while we talk about it. Yeah,
we got some strains. Bring the box out.
Help us describe the smell because
old
it's
school style
ridiculous.
Yeah,
pretty flower too.
It's really pretty flower,
and it has that look of like the Z, with like where the look
has like
of
a
it. Yeah,
softish kind of crazy structure to
bro.
it. It is so unique. It has a crazy flavor, dude.
This is beautiful.
Super pretty, and the smell is so crazy, and it is such a badass plant. Like
fresh,
it just
too.
Grows super strong, super vigorous, no mold, no powder, super easy to harvest, easy to trim. It's just like a crazy overall winner.
Yeah, man, what a beautiful nose on her.
Yeah, it's like, it reminds me sometimes of Subcool's Cheesequake, which is like a funky, grapey cheese Danish, a little funky gas in a way, something in there.
Yeah, it's got a sweet candy, but almost fruit, but almost like also floral, but also it's perpy.
It's like a fucking
It's full
very
of terpenes.
super deep, full of like complex terpene profile on that one for sure. It's really nice.
I like to see what you guys are always, because you're popping a lot of seeds usually, huh?
Yeah, we've been going super hard with seeds now. We've been getting into the breeding way more. Like Sub would have been super proud of us now because Sub wanted us to do breeding. So when he was alive, he told us after we were doing all kinds of stuff and he got to know us, he's like, you guys have done everything now. You guys should be making seeds. We're like,
make some strains.
We'll just grow your seeds. We don't really care about making strains right now or doing any males. We want the females, bro.
We're just Feno hunters.
So then, like,
little did you know, he was like onto something.
Yeah, he was super onto something. It's crazy. We think about all the time how the seed game is so big for certain people, and we've been doing really good in the seed game, and that's like partly why we're very comfortable right now with the music and seeds and leaving the permanent farm. Is just like it's a really nice circle of things we have going on, and it's really fun now to make strains.
Super fun.
And
talk about it. Like, what do you guys make? Like, what was your recent make? Like, where can people get them?
Right now, we just started. We're at week 9 today on our flower room for this next seed batch. That's going to be like our full production seed batch that has a remake of some of the strains we're releasing right now, and then new strains for 2017 once they get done with testing and everything. And most of the time, the testing stuff, it's not too many failures in testing.
Yeah.
It's all these plants that we keep, all the females people have. I mean, it's like, it's not that hard to make fire. There's so many elite cuts now. And like when we keep a pheno like the CF50 perps here, like we cross this to our Hetty OG. And it's like our male we're using right now is our Hetty OG, which is back on the Hetties, which smell the Hetties again.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one
I was going to say, this is like one of
I love the bag.
That's my favorite
so
like
cool.
outdoor flower that we've had in a bit.
That's what we won the Emerald Cup with, the last Emerald Cup.
Chemi and OG.
Yeah.
It's our favorite smoke ever.
Smokes
It's
so
from our
good.
homie that passed away. And then so we crossed this strain with our Gringo Loco, which was the Mendo Dope Subcool made for us, and then the Vanilla Kush from Barney's.
This is like a classic OG with that gassy nose.
Yeah,
that likes to burn you a little bit right here. Yeah.
It's super potent. Some people are like, man, this is too gassy.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's good. I like that.
You'll have to roll one of those up for
This
sure.
is beautiful, bro.
It's so nice. And indoors is crazy too. We actually, we could say on here, because it's like, it's us that did it, but we gave the cut to No Till. So they're going to start playing with it and testing it. I want someone that knows how to grow good weed, especially no-till guys, because they're super cool and they got the badass setup. I want someone to grow this cut, especially because we're not in the legal game no more. It's like this cut needs to be shared with the world.
Yeah.
People
More
need
people
to see
need to
it.
smoke it.
And you talking about the homies No Till Kings?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
man.
The No-Till
Jake's a
Kings.
good. That's a
Yes, he
homie.
came
He's
up.
been on here a few times.
We talked to him for about a year, trying to talk him into getting this cut and just let him know, like, you're hunting for gas. I saw the first smoke too. He's all time on gas. It's like, it's so dog.
Connect these
We have the
dots.
gas, and then we won the Emerald Cup. So it was like, we just also won the Emerald Cup with this strain. So it's like someone just like, we don't even care about the residuals of like royalty things, money right now. Just, I want you to grow it. And if you like it, you can mass produce it. I want people to have it. I just want people to get to
I want
know
to
it.
impress them. I want them to grow and be like, fuck, yeah, this is what we've been actually looking for.
Because the indoor version is so crazy too. Because people that don't like outdoor, because this look, OG is never going to look like indoor, especially outdoor. Some strains do look indoor, outdoor, but
that
not a
potty
Kush most
kind
of the
of
time.
calyxed out look that has a more of an OG
Brighter purple, and even at this strain at 9 weeks, it gets like purple too, and it looks
This shit's
amazing.
greasy, too.
It's so
It's
greasy,
sticky,
Very
not the best
greasy
washer.
flower.
sticky.
You know what's funny is like I think my favorite flower smokers are the greasier ones.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times I find that when it's like, oh man, this thing is like wet almost to the touch. I'm like, this shit's gonna smoke fire in flower. And then when it's dry, it's usually not as good as flower in smoking the flower. It's usually like, oh yeah, wash that thing. It's like, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Recently we were trying to figure out a few strains where we're like, this has got to smoke insane. The nose is insane. But it was so dry when you rolled it up. And I mean dry not for flower, but the crystals. When you break it up with your fingers, you literally can feel the sand.
Little
this
diamonds.
is full on greased already.
Yeah, there's no. Yeah, some strains will drop that whole keef pile as you're breaking up the blunt. That just sticks to you. Yeah,
sprinkle down in snow when you're doing it.
And then now on the next one, you got to try our peach headies too, because the peach, you can't even break it down. Maybe with a grinder, might not be able to break it down. It's out of control.
Yeah, the peach headies is another one that we made on our last lineup with the Hetty OG and Moroccan peaches.
That was
and
Daniel's biggest plant.
Yeah,
in the
last
battle.
year that was my biggest plant, which actually in that bag
So
too.
it's this OG times the Moroccan peach.
Grab that other bag.
That OG crossed to the Gringo Loco that we made, which is the Mendo Dope vanilla kush from Barney's, and then we crossed. So those two crosses made Heady OG, and then we took the male Heady OG and started crossing it to lots of stuff.
Damn, dude.
And we're one day going to do like a femme thing to the Headies to cross it to things, but right now we're just doing regulars.
Grab that big bud in there.
I
That's
love
the
that,
peach
man.
Headies.
I love what you guys are working on is your own stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of cool shit that I'm like, okay, haven't had that. That's interesting too. Like, I didn't know from the outside too that your seeds are available to the public yet. So that's dope, bro.
Yeah, it's really
What, MendoDopeBoys.com? Or
we got MendoDopeFarms.com is where all our genetics and all that stuff is. And then we also work with a few people like Humboldt Seed Company. You can get our seeds through them. You
And
can
then
also get them
Tangled
through
Roots.
Tangled Roots. A few legit spots that we've been working with for a long time. I mean, we love Humboldt. The crew, we've been working with them for a while, you know, Nat and Ben and the whole team. And we're going to be going out to Germany with them actually too this year for the Mary Jane. So we're going to go out there and drop some fresh new stuff. We got all kind of plans. It's going to be a blast for sure.
So announced here, you'll be at Mary Jane with new crosses, your new stuff, and Humboldt Seed Company.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
raging
huge
at the Humboldt
for Germany.
No,
for real.
And we have shows. We're getting
Hands
booked.
in the
We're
air
gonna
in
have
Germany.
like 3 or 4 shows, I think, that we're getting planned right now. So we're gonna have to do some after party spots.
Yeah, we got to go out there and have some fun.
A couple of different, really cool ones. It sounds like, and this Perps, that's a CF50 that's called Perps now from Humboldt, that's crossed to our Heady OG, is a strain we're going to release that day at the Cup special release, and that strain's called Heady Berry, like Halle Berry, Heady Berries. We started laughing about strain names because strain names are, I mean, they're so hard to come up with a new name, and the more strains we make, we just got to get more creative and stuff. But then also, one day you're going to run out of names. You're just going to have to name them human names. It's going to be all girls. It's going to be like Mariah, Jilly, Jane, Jen.
That's Sarah. Feno.
Every fruit and dessert and like exotic, ube and all that shit's been taken, and everyone's done like purple, pink ube, green ube. It's all done. There's none left. There's no ubes left.
Exactly,
bro. It is crazy how you have to get super creative these days. Like I think about the older guys, and I'm like, you could just call it like,
big Buddha arm, monkey balls.
No matter what you come up with, damn near you go look it up and you're like, fuck, someone's got it already.
We just come up with a name, we type it, okay, it's still good.
And then we'll get too creative and make names that we're like, maybe we shouldn't drop it as that. So maybe pushing the line on this name.
We had a name that we were going to call something Fellatio G. That's Fellatio G. Fellatio G.
With a G.
Just Fellatio G.
It might come out one day.
Smooth roll to it. And like the last strain lineup, we did a strain called Space Cash, which is just inspired from South Park. South Park had an episode where they had a space cash thing where like aliens came down, they gave every country a hell of money, but it's just space cash, which space cash has no value. It's just whatever you think the value is, and you make up, they just made it up. They think it's worth something, but it's not worth shit. So like the strain being called space cash has always cracked us up because it's like, it's worth whatever you think it's worth. You know what I mean? It's like whatever price you want to pay, the price is.
It's like a Shroot buck from Office. Yeah.
It's like, there's no real value to it. It's just space cash. It's just sweet. It's just a super funny name. We have a lot of different South Park inspirations that we've had throughout the years.
Yeah.
Really like South Park.
What's next? What for growing style? Like you just finished, you're in a new season already now, or where are you at now with things?
New season just kicked off.
Seeds are started.
I want to talk about that. Let's go into that though, because I think one of the hardest parts for a lot of growers who have been from indoor is figuring out, do I start my plants indoor, move them out? Do I just start them outside immediately? But then I conditions on seeds is tough. So I need a protectant. Like, what do you guys find the best way to start plants is? Is it inside, move them out? Is it seeds outside with some type of protection? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Like we've had a lot of years starting seeds outside naked, I'd say, just out in the open, and birds and anything can come take them. Like we've had a time where you go out and your seeds all are plucked. They're all just like tiny little starts, nice little 2 leaves, sitting sideways on the dirt, not even wilting yet, not dead, not eaten, just pulled out, and all kinds of stuff. So we really started like encasing them in something, and now we have a nice little mini greenhouse that we keep them in. But we do start them inside, so like we baby them when they're popping, and we do our seed starts different than most people. Anyone that's seen our videos, knows that we use like the Rapid Rooters or Riot Rooter plugs to start our seeds. We don't start them in the soil straight up. We don't start them in paper towels no more. Like for a long time, we've been using these Rapid Rooters.
Long time.
It's so much easier. I'm surprised not that many people still haven't copied us to it, because there's not other people like write us, email us about starting seeds, and they started their seeds and did this, and it's just, you guys are like fans of ours, but no one's really using our technique on starting these seeds, because it's like this. Some people might think they're restraining the roots maybe or something, but they obviously don't. We have by the end of the year, you can see the fucking results. So
it's interesting.
We're doing nothing wrong.
It makes me think the person who figures that out and makes it like McDonald'sifies it, where you just, hey, plop in the seed, fill this thing up to 50 milliliters of your favorite fluid at 10%, and your seeds will be good. Like someone who can dumbify popping seeds, where people who spend hundreds and hundreds on seeds or thousands or whatever can do this little system, man. It made it so you guys.
This is the system. I mean, I'm telling you, people like we sell a lot of seeds now, and seeds. We for years we saw Subcool deal with customers. So like customers, when your seed buyers are probably the most pickiest customer that there is. They're not messing around, and they'll complain and they'll say something. You better have your shit on point if you're going to be like keep selling seeds through the years. So it's like
you saw Subcool go through that, huh?
Yeah, Subcool just like he'd just deal with people all the time, just driven complaining and doing this and doing that, and so he'd just give people free seeds anytime anyone said anything.
Yeah, a large, and I can't put a percentage, but a large percentage is user error.
Yeah,
like just like with a computer,
and they're tricky. Seeds are for sure tricky, but I'm telling you, if you just put the seeds in the tray like you're doing clones, in the 50 tray, put the seed in the thing. It's going to pop. By the time it's popped, you don't even touch it. You put it right in a 1 gallon pot and you're done. And the seed's perfect. As long as a bird doesn't get it or a bug doesn't get it, it's going to turn into a plant. It's like
only
crazy.
Key that I would say as someone who fucked it up a bunch was drop your light right on top of that dome and get a light that's not going to be, because like every time I've had lights high up, they get that long, stupid step. And now I'm putting toothpicks and trying to tie
So there's another thing to that too, that some people probably laugh at us because of that does that noodle in the beginning, but we transplant them fast. So as soon as they get like 2 inches tall, they're going in the dirt, and then we put them up, bury them tall again, so they're right to the leaf
like
again.
asparagus.
Yeah, and even though over time that doesn't really grow roots, though it'll slowly, the dirt will come back off, but
the stem won't rot.
Stem won't rot. Stem doesn't do anything. Now it's kind of more stable, and then it turns into a nice little plant. Like it's when you let them go too long, they'll noodle and fall sideways, and it's a whole mess like that. But you just got to catch it really fast.
Once they start popping, they go fast.
Straws and putting straws around, bro. I've seen toothpicks with. I've seen everything, because they're like, dude, I spent $600 on this pack of seeds. It can't. I gotta get, and you're realizing like, yeah, dude, I would too. I'd be like, fuck. But like, I think there is some type of like people, because like you guys have had how many that you fucked up too?
Yeah, so many.
Like,
and they dry out a lot of times.
I can't get those seeds again.
Exactly.
Well, we're not growing that. And it's like, if someone could dummy proof that for a lot of the population that doesn't want to go through $15,000 worth of seeds over the 10 years that they probably fucked up. Like, bro, I went to pop 72 Dirty Sprite seeds recently, because I'm like, I'm going to rehunt the original Dirty Sprite drop, and not one of them popped. And then you start to second guess myself, because I go, damn, they're like 15 years old.
Yeah, exactly.
But
problem.
I need like a guy who has all the little tricks of you know what I'm saying, of even shaving up, or like can put them in TC and use a certain type of growth formula and whatever you got to do to be. But I started to go down that rabbit hole of like, yeah, bro, there's a massive gap in our industry for seed production for most of the people who did, because like we went through 10 years and now you're like, yeah, this is what I do, and people still don't listen. And they're like, I'm going to figure it out. And then you got 50 straws that you've cut with sides. And then
and even there's a new thing too. The homegrown TV homies, Dakota and them use, I don't know what the company is called, a little green circle they put their seeds in. It's really cool. And it's got, there's a lot of cool things about it, but you still got to delicately take them out, plant them all delicately. And this, you just pick up the cube. You could throw the cube, really. It's like, it's really like, it's not a delicate process anymore.
Easy to fuck up right there too. When you're plucking seeds that have either already started to sprout or you've let sprout completely, and you're basically working with like a sprout.
Yeah,
and you're going to plant it, and like, one thing I think a lot of people don't think about too is like your environment change. You just went from 100%
exactly.
humidity and now you're transplanting that into a room that maybe the dome's going to be, but not right now. It's not at 100.
Exactly.
And so now you have these transitions where I've had things take hits and like, it'd be nothing if we were spending nothing on seeds, but seeds are expensive.
Yeah, exactly.
We're here, we made it. The mecca of packaging, Slab Hub Los Angeles. First Smoke family, no matter what your demands and needs are, custom bags, designs, branding, logo, marketing, 3D imagery. Doesn't matter if it's jars or bags, they design everything in-house and produce it right here in Los Angeles. I'm right here on the cutting room floor of Slab Hub LA where your vision becomes reality. Whether it's custom Mylars, themed packaging, doesn't matter. They've always had me and Pack Gods covered, so they got you covered. Your First Smoke family. So use the code FSOTD and get hooked up. Right here in LA, they're designing the best packaging you've seen around the world. This is where we go. This is where you should go. FSOTD is the code to get you hooked up. Slab Hub to LA.
That's why the customer has a right to complain too, because I mean, you're paying $100 for seed. There's other seed people that make regular seeds, vegetable seeds. They trip out. What are you talking about? $10 a seed? That's a ridiculous price, and it is a ridiculous price. So people better be happy when they get it. But when you do get the Feno, it's so worth that $100.
It's very worth it. I mean, that's what we've been doing from the very beginning, from when we started growing and starting seeds is Feno hunting.
Like even this year, we started seeds for the battle, and last year we did the same thing. We just took 10 seeds out of the jar that we sell to people. We didn't handpick 10 seeds.
Yeah, we didn't pour them all out and be like, okay, this is the best looking one. This is the best looking one. That's just free for all.
That's a keeper.
Yeah,
that's a keeper.
Because we could do that. Like we could easily pick 10 of monster badass ones, but it's kind of like fun for us to do all of them. It's like I don't see a difference at the end of the day anyways. It would be impossible to tell almost.
I think right now we're looking for outliers. You see people picking strains now where you're like, back in the day they would have killed that run.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're like, no, but it smells like peanut butter. And you're like, okay.
Yeah,
and it yields 1 ounce of plant. And people are like, keep it. It's the best thing. But like, we wouldn't have done that back in the day. A lot of times, a lot of breeders I know would have culled that out.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and like now, like you said, sometimes a little run seed could be that Z.
Yeah. There's been, Gene told us before too, sometimes when seeds are old, they just take a little bit to start. You got to be careful with them. Sometimes they're real wrinkly in the beginning and then they start to be normal after a couple sets come out. So you got to be patient with them for sure.
He's an interesting character.
He's so smart.
He's very smart. Yeah,
Frenchy
he's an OG.
Was always bigged him up the most, like when we were hanging out with everyone. And he maybe was the first one how we got friends with me and Gene was through Frenchy maybe. And he's like Frenchy would say, he doesn't just make the car, he makes the parts for the car.
I was going to say too, like back in the day, I remember Frenchy would say like with the Fenos, he's like, if you guys don't even find the Fenos are finding you. Like they are making
because he's like, you guys aren't starting that many seeds. He's like, you're starting 10 or 20 seeds. He's like, people start thousands of seeds to find Fenos. You guys have all these cool Fenos that you found. Like when we were working with Subcool, we found the locomotion, we found all these other cool things. And it's just, somehow they find us. It's really cool.
I like that with some of these OGs like Mean Gene and stuff, the wisdom that they are able to impart, because I'm big on like mentorship.
Yeah.
Like if you can find somebody that's doing what you want to do in a way that you're like, they're a captain in that shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Even if you don't agree with the way they do a lot of other shit, once you get in, you can still learn from them. And it is so vital for a lot of people who, if you're really aspiring to be like, I don't want to have to go through 20 years of growing to get to I want to skip half that, but I'm willing to work.
Yeah.
Did you guys have mentorship in your life when you were coming up, like with growing?
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
We skipped 10 years easily. The first person we trimmed for was growing these trees the same size as these ones, pretty much. Like, it was like right away.
We were blown away at the beginning. I remember when I was first trimming, I was real young and I was hella short back in the day. So there was a couple trim spots that they like kicked me out of because they're like, they're a little too small to be in here starting to trim.
Like 15, like
but
4 feet tall.
We'll all go to jail, bud.
But I'm walking through the jungle, it's like super massive plants back in the day. We're walking through the section to get to where the trimmings happen. And it's like, holy crap. That was like, back in the day, some of those plants were it was the biggest plants we had ever seen. But we were in it at a young age. We were just soaking it and learning from people very young and just like, poking around, looking at what they were doing, kind of soaking things subliminally too. Like we weren't like out there asking a bunch of questions at first. We were just trimming, but we were seeing it all and we were soaking it in.
And we were inspired by it. And we loved weed so much already that was like, fuck yeah. The homie that brought us here, we were like, thank you, brother. Yeah, you got us tied in with these people, which was actually, Heart Rock Mountain, Daniel? From Heart Rock Mountain? You should have him on here.
He's
super cool,
really good dude.
Okay.
Super dope breeder. Been doing it for a long
Hard
time.
Rock Mountain.
Yeah, he's up
Okay.
in Mendo.
I'm gonna
He's
check
in
that
Potter
out.
Valley. His dad was the one that we first worked with, and his brother. So we still know him to this day. And he was the around the whole time, but we were working for his brother, so we didn't know him all that much. And he would play guitar while we were trimming and just doing his music thing.
So it was like
and
a
growing.
family growth.
Yeah, his dad and him and his brother, had
Wow.
monster trees. They grew so fucking badass
So
strains.
his dad was a grower as well.
Yeah, and they got the coolest strains that anyone's ever had
Crazy
from like
stuff.
out of country stuff when we were just like in high school. You know, they already had like insane, random, crazy strains.
Oh man, I'd love to have a family like that on, dude. If they would all come, or at least part
well,
of
his
it.
brother died, and his dad. I don't know how he would feel about coming on, or his dad, but his
Daniel would be
love it.
a great guest.
It's a good look for him, and he made like 97 strains like a couple of years ago. He makes a lot every time, but like 2 or 3 years ago, we were hanging out with him, and he was like, "Yeah, I got 97 males, or not 97 strains, 97
Keepers.
males."
Oh, males.
I mean, he
so
goes at
he
a-
selected 97 different
Across to
males
different things.
use. Wow.
Goes at
made
a
like 600
savage scale of just like, what did you do?
600 strains or something one year.
How many combinations is going on
And it's
here?
like crazy cool random shit, all kinds of stuff, different CBD stuff.
Compare it to like two guys that like will build like rocket ships in their garage.
Yeah.
Or like a hydrogen car, and they're like, yeah, just in my
I
garage,
figured it
bro.
out. Yeah.
And you're like, dude, what's your name? You know what I'm saying though? Because they're tucked in there, and a lot of people will hit me to be like, hey man, do you know this guy? And most of the time I do, but sometimes
you
it's
know a lot
like
of
we're
people.
just different circles.
Yep.
And like those guys, the guys that people are always like, just like me and Gene, it took me 2.5 years of I
to get
look
him up
up to
here.
this guy, and I'm just like, hey bro, I know I can have you on, and you'll be proud of like coming on. I'm not gonna.
It's worth it.
Yeah, and like it's hard. The hardest guys to get are always some of my funnest ones, where I'm like, yes, dude, because they're characters.
Yeah,
and that's kind of why they also stay out of the limelight. But it's also, man, they drop gems. Like,
yeah, they're very unique.
Kevin Jodrey was
people.
like that for me. Like, lasting impression. I got to spend a little time with him, and I was like, wow, this guy's different.
Yeah.
There's just some people that you're like, oh, you're like the 1% of people out there.
Yeah,
like your knowledge and how you recollected and your journey where you are in that stage too. Always
For
has,
sure.
And you're like, bro, you've climbed the mountain and now you're climbing the other mountain. We're still trying. We're trying to get to this one.
Yeah, we took a break down here and set up camp. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we haven't hung out with him as much as we want to. That dude's super cool. Yeah,
We got to do like a fun pod. Like the next step is putting everyone in the room together. How dope would that be? Where we get like a bunch of legends on, guys like that you're talking about, and we all get to just chop it up and smoke. That's kind of what we've been doing with the Feno Hunt special. I know we got to do that with you guys on the next, like when you pop a bunch of seeds, we got to sit down, and what we'll do is we have a professional roller come in, and we just did one, and he rolls one for everybody of each strain. And then we go through, and the only thing we didn't do is put like a checklist. So we got so stoned and everyone just talked about Feno hunting. And people were like, I wanted to know about the Phenos on the desk. And I was like, yeah. Halfway through, I knew that wasn't happening. Everyone was just like, bunch of good strains. You know? But yeah, I was like, that's a different time and place where we'll sit down and go by. Yeah. But when people are hunting, any advice for greenhouse outdoor guys, even guys just wanting to put a couple of plants in the backyard type stuff, like hard lessons that you'd be like, man, this was something I wish I would have been privy to early on, or this is something where we fucked up a bunch of times?
Man,
because you guys start from seed, which is interesting.
From seed a lot.
A lot of people go from clone.
Yeah, we do mostly seed for sure.
Mostly
we just keep
seed.
our own winners of clones. Very rarely get
Why
clones.
from seed?
Variety.
Pheno hunters. That's what we do.
We like something new. If we get the clone someone else already had, we already get the smoke from them. They already grew it. It's like we could just. And now that we're breeding, now it makes way more sense for us to do this because we've always done it already. So it's like
now it's
we
like
get to see our own shit.
Yeah, unlimited data that we need to collect and look through and just be like constantly testing things and starting new stuff always.
Before this, it was all Subcool and Exotic Genetics. We just love those two breeders the most.
It's a way to distinguish all the genetics you have immediately. And it's interesting because you also will cut out the guys that are bullshitting, because it's a way more in-depth tinkering. And like I'm thinking about guys who want to put, 12 plants in the backyard, because that's going to be the average person. They can't grow inside their house. That's, especially if they have, but they could put a little hoop house in the back in a lot of areas, and even do one cycle a year where they could either run it to resin or rosin, pay someone to, and I always thought that's going to be the next step. But it's like, I think the biggest struggle for most people is like moving plants from inside out, and then also do I do seeds or I should just buy some clones and then stick them outside? And I'm like, I like the way you guys talk about, no, we plant seeds. And then I'm guessing the seeds you're getting are also bred by outdoor guys, or do you also run indoor seeds outside?
Well, all our seeds we're growing now for the last 3 years, 2 years, because we did Humboldt's Feno hunt with Humboldt. So we did a lot of their stuff. We've been doing our stuff for a couple of years now, strictly kind of because like, it's funner, you know.
Did you see any difference between, because people will sometimes say like outdoor seeds for outdoor, indoor seeds for indoor?
I don't think so.
I don't honestly haven't seen a difference.
I think
in
Humboldt
that.
Seed Company is like one of the best seed makers out there, and I think they do all by sun pretty much, and that may be why their stuff is like really popular and really strong. But like I don't know like how Greenhouse Seeds, Barney's, and these other big seed companies that have been doing it for years, I don't think they're doing it outdoor style. I think mostly indoor, but we do mostly indoor too. We haven't done too much outdoor stuff. Just a couple of years, we've done a couple different things, but mostly we've been doing like Subcool, where we just get one male and we explode it in the room at the right time and just make a bunch of strains that way. For us, it's easier that way. We can have more variety, especially now that we're back to numbers where it's only 6 plants and stuff. So like in the wintertime, we can make our seeds. So like in Mendo, you can have 6 plants or a 10-foot by 10-foot area, they say. So like with us, one plant last year I grew was 15 feet wide, you know? So it's like, okay, the 10-foot thing is like, it's cool if you're thinking about small plants and then veg and stuff. You can have 100 plants or 200 plants legally personal if it's in a 10 by 10 area. So like for us, we can have all kinds of strains and phenos during the wintertime in a room instead of having such a big amount of space taken up. We can only make 6. Like, what are we going to do, you know, on this kind of level of like a home grower style?
Damn. Yeah. They're seeing that tactic alone of being like, well, 6 plants. And you're like, okay. And then they're like, no, or 10 foot. And you're like, okay, that changes things because like you said, I mean, people should be able to grow a fucking tree just like you would an avocado plant or anything else. Like I've seen salvia plants where I was like, holy shit, this is massive. And he's like, and no one cares though. And I'm like, yo, this thing right here, the whole state would be annihilated, you know, for 30 seconds. But outdoor, it's interesting where things are going and that you guys are still freedom fighting for it. I love it, dude. And representing Mendo and the triangle. Anyone that you think you should shout out or that's putting in, I mean, we went over Huckleberry. We talked about a few guys like that, but like anybody people should be paying attention to up there?
Shit.
I just wonder because
it's a hard question because we hate it. If I feel like, there's probably gonna be people like, you forgot on me. There's like the circle that we always talk about.
Sticky
in our songs
Fields is one of them for
and
sure.
in our videos and stuff. There's another homie that's Mendo Family Farms.
Yep, Mendo Family Farms, one of our good buddies that we've grown up with our life, and he's been grinding for a long time. And someone that you don't see on the camera ever. He's not on the kind of spot person. He's in behind the scenes grinding like a beast, though.
He's growing more than all of us, but no one knows. Yeah. And he's a really cool dude, a good family friend too. His daughter's on the same team as our daughter. So my oldest and Daniel's youngest is on the same T-ball team, and with his kid, he sponsored the team, which is I've been tripping out to. I didn't put a post up on Instagram yet, but like a bunch of teams are sponsored by weed farms up where we're at. So it's like these T-ball kids and other like just starting to do pitching. That's like local roots, like Cannabis Club Farm and the Mendo Family Farm.
We couldn't do Mendo Dope.
We can't do dope. So like we're like it just helps without like having our name on it. But it's like it's super funny and really cool because that shows another part about like where it's like getting more open and more relaxed and
slowly accepted more
accepted.
We've always looked to that part of the country like progressive. Look at what they're allowing and look how well they're doing for so many years.
They all know what's going on, but they kind of roll with it.
When you come down to LA, it's interesting that you guys linked up with the No Till Kings. Anything else you've been what do you obviously you're shooting a video. I'm interested to see where that's going.
Yeah, we could go back and touch back on that since that video is out now. So we had fun doing that one because we've already been doing it.
We're halfway done and it's already been fun.
And this is like some clips that we've done back in the day of stuff. But the song that we made was a dedication to Ken Block, like because we really were in the drift, like all that scene of going fast, doing donuts, burning rubber, that whole So it took a long time when we were watching the Gymkhana videos. We had the idea. I kept telling him, we got to make a Gymkhana song, like a Ken Block song or something. A long time. And we were like soaking up vibes. What would we do? But it just never came to life yet. Never did. And then we finally it started marinating, and we're like, we got to just make this happen and drop something dope and just have some fun with it. And it's really cool how this came out too, because we did a different style with this, and we have like different versions of the song this time that Bleezy was playing with and making different style things with the beat, and like the whole style of the song really is like 3 different vibes of this song, which is fucking sick. But we just went hard on a real deal dedication for the drifters, for Gymkhana, you know, just doing donuts, burning rubber, hardcore, just having fun.
That's dope, bro. That's dope.
That one was a great tune. And like everything that we're going to get from that song too, like we're just going to be donating it to like the 4-3 Institute for the Ken Block fundraiser. That's just going to go to, you know, helping the whole cause for that, and like more attention for what they're doing and providing somewhere for these people to do their stuff, you know, these savages, these fucking, you know, misfit fucking savages that are just out there busting out from, you know, the Pastrana guys, all this, from dirt bikes and drifting and rally racing. We support all that stuff. So it was something that we could just have fun with and just put out there for people, and hopefully everyone's digging it.
That's fire, bro. That's super cool that you would do that. What else are you smoking on? What do you got in the box over there?
Well, the box has, look at the peach.
Yeah. Take a look at
this is my peach Heddies from my house. So at my house last year, speak of the battle again, this wasn't the winter, but my plant was the biggest plant, 15 feet wide, 12 feet tall, or something like that.
Yeah. Some numbers like that.
So
yeah, this smells fantastic. This definitely, it represents both of them. You can smell the gas in the background.
Yeah, and that one's interesting too because of what we know about all of our strains and the breeding of stuff. There's a lot of the Barney's vanilla in that one. The vanilla Kush keeper that we had for many years was a very cool cut. It was super special. It was the first feminized thing we ever kept too, where Subcool was hating on femmes a long time, his whole life pretty much. And we were like, so we kind of hated on them too. And then we got the Barney's, we got the cut of that vanilla from one of our friends that grew it indoor, and he Feno hunted it and found it. And then we talked him into giving it to us.
And we had it forever.
We had it for like,
you're like, hey bro, what's up with that cut?
Yeah, we're like, dog, can you just let us grow it? We want to grow it outside, because he was an indoor grower. Like, let's see what it does outside.
I like that. That's a good one, man. It's just beautiful. I like the structure of the flower too. I can tell just by it. Like, it reminds me of a few other things I enjoy smoking.
It's really cool. It's a cool mix of something new. That there's not much peach flavors out there. There's peach rings from Third Gens had a peach thing. When our homie had the Moroccan peach cut, we were very interested in it. And one of our other homies grew it, and he was like, "You gotta smoke it, dude. It's so bomb." And it was pretty cool. But the crosses are really cool.
And like this one right here was the Feno that I did at my house. I actually did a couple different peach heady Fenos, but that was the one that was my biggest plant at the house, in which I smoked Bleezy on the weight.
Yeah,
he had a bigger plant, but that plant actually was just over 10-pound plant.
Yeah,
it was like 10 pounds
dry weight.
Yeah,
so
10 pounds and like
almost harvested 10 pounds one plant,
like trimmed to perfection too, because our trimmer is very precise
and a lot of buds like that. Like, I mean, that plant was just, it was just huge. It was tops. Like when we even harvested, it was almost like 300 tops when we counted, because it was just so crazy. But we got to count when we're harvesting this and doing the time lapse that we did. And it was 297 tops. Like they're all that or bigger,
like real branches, not the branch on the side under the top, you know. And we left it to where it was all the tops, and then it was all those side things for the next round of clipping, you know.
Wow.
People need to see that, man. If you haven't seen that before, you got to check that out, especially if you're like trying to grow a few plants in your backyard, because you need to see what's possible.
Yeah.
Even if you're a rosin farmer, because some people will always get on me like, oh, I don't want, but I like flat. It's like, bro, can you imagine done right what you could pull out of your backyard and then just collab with someone that knows how to wash? You don't even have to know. It's just like, you just got to like good weed.
It's crazy how much grams you can get out of a plant, you know, these kind of plants. It's like, you'd be so set for your personal.
Dude,
it's insane.
You'd be able to trade everyone you know for their. I mean, it'd be insane.
And one of the big things too, when you're talking about people, they should grow in bigger pots. A lot of people just grow in a pot, thinking a pot's a pot, plant's a plant, whatever. Maybe the plant will get big, whatever pot I give it in. That's not the case at all. The roots are super important. The roots are almost very small, maybe tap roots and small little pieces of the root, just as big as the plant. So the bigger the mound, the bigger your hole you put it in, the bigger the pot, the bigger the plant's going to be. And especially if it doesn't even get super big, because your environment and your area or whatever, it's going to never get sad. At least it's not going to get root bound and need to overwatered and all this, like needing to be watered over and over again. Part of the pot problem too is that when the root bounds the pot, you're watering so much to keep it from drying out, you're watering all the nutrients out too. So now you almost are forced to use liquid nutrients in a way, which is also what we don't do, and that isn't good like as good a smoke, we feel like, as doing a base nutrient of dry amendments.
Yeah, and you gotta now you have to worry about your EC building inside of that block or inside of that medium, and now you get a lockout or some issue with that. So now you're flushing every third watering, or like you're starting to chase your tail if you don't know what you're doing. Like there's people who can successfully grow a massive plant and they're watering like 50 times a day with drippers, but like that's a style that they've built into. And if you ask them like, how long did it take to get that done? Oh, they'd be like, 15 seasons. And you'd be like, yeah, we know, because it's such a Ferrari that if you swerve one way, you're crashing that thing for the season. I like what you're saying though, is because it's like plants are like glaciers. Where what you see above, those roots go way bigger, and they'll start to circle or whatever you give them. They will, and it's all about scaling up too. Starting a small pot, then scale it, then scale it, then scale it. But man, it's I like what you're doing, and I always point to you guys for like, most people I think can take the lessons from you easier than they can from like high-end indoor growers, because of stable environments, because of the type of lighting, because of the amount of money and cost, and even the setup.
For sure.
I look at it like, bro, here's a great entry point to like figure out if you like growing, and then start to get good at that, and then be like, you know what, I'm going to spend 10 grand and build out this bedroom. You know what I'm saying? Before I especially
once you
right
get your green
now,
thumb on and you're a nerd about it now, now you're really focused on it and enjoy it. So it's like fun for you to do, so you can put more effort into it. Yeah, it's really fun for sure. That's what's so crazy about the legal garden. It wasn't fun no more. The last 2 years, it wasn't fun. It was like we realized that we aren't farmers, we're growers. We want to gardeners. We're not farmers, we're gardeners. We want to garden. We don't want to be farm workers. We don't want to have a vineyard of plants.
It was really fun while it lasted, to stand out there in the field of dreams and be like, oh my goodness.
Cool at that moment. You know?
That moment.
For that 4 weeks where you can admire all the hard work before it disappears in front of your eyes and it's all harvested again.
And you're in the next process of just grind and grind.
It's way more fun for us. And the Battle of the Trees thing evolved from all the videos we've done our whole life. We've been filming since Subcool filmed our garden that we got ready in 2013. So this is 13 years of filming from seed to harvest, which we say seed to smoke now. Every year for nonstop. We haven't stopped. So it's like whatever happens at the beginning of the year, you're going to see what happens at the end. And somehow it's a lot of, thank God, it's worked so far, besides the first year where we got raided, but that was subs footage.
But that's also a lesson. That's also a lesson though. And like, that's what I love about you guys' journey is like, oh, you want to know about growing dope in Mendo? Like, and also the relationships and the ups and downs, and like what the garden looks like season to season, and what strains we're in at that time. Like, here's a great.
It's really cool to see this evolution of the strains.
Can you give us some stories with Subcool? Because like you guys knew him in a way that I don't think a lot of people do or could.
No, we knew him a lot more too, for sure. Especially towards the end, where his credibility went different, I guess, and different problems with internet, social media stuff. Pretty much, he just got way too into the internet in general. He was so hooked on streaming and filming every single day and talking to too many people and listening to people. But he was just lonely and sick and different problems. But we had so much fun with him.
So much fun.
We took him to the woods before. He'd drive crazy too. Like on the way to the woods.
I swear he almost killed us one time on the way to Montgomery, or way home from Montgomery Woods.
It's a road that's like thousands of feet down on the hill, and you're right on the side winding down this mountain.
Not really any guardrails either.
Yeah, and he's driving like crazy in his Toyota. He's at a Toyota Tacoma, and which is already kind of like lifted and a little bouncy, and he'd just be like smoking and taking his dab on his 3-hole
exactly, the little 3-holer and driving down the mountain.
I remember the pool too, where he grew the plant at the bottom of the pool, and it would reach the top. Like, dude, some of the first strains we ever popped from seed that were like, wow, look at this motherfucker, was Quirkle. And, I mean, dude, we had a bunch of stuff going, but Quirkle was one of them. Crazy Train was one of his. That was Jilly Bean.
Jack the Ripper.
I hunted Jilly Bean from seed, and we had a mean Feno, dude. And same thing with Crazy Train. Same thing with all that, bro. And like his flavors were before their time, in my opinion.
They were.
Because like even now they would do well.
They would. If you found a keeper of any of those strains.
A lot of those old ones you could find winners, no doubt, that people would be mind blown on now. They'd be like, like, what is this? It's just the full circle. It comes around where people start to crave those old things again.
Did he ever talk about his process of breeding and like what he liked to cross or why and flavors or anything?
He just liked he had a couple keepers that he really liked crossing everything, kind of like in a way of what we're doing right now. But he had like that Space Queen. And he had a couple things where when he crossed it to stuff, it just made it taste better and made it more frosty. Like his stuff was so frosty, the stems next to the buds would be covered in crystals. You know,
the fan leaf stem would be a resin all the way on that part, all the extra resin spots.
He had like a crazy preference, and he was like the first person to just promote himself so hard. Like we would go to dinner at like fancy restaurants, and he'd try to get the waitress weed, and he'd tell them, I'm a famous cannabis celebrity, and I'm like, dude, holy shit, we're like, this is crazy, because like we grew up like way more undercover, and then we grew up after that with Reek Daddy, where it was like, you don't talk to people about your business, everything's none of your business, you know, we're not going to tell him what we're doing at all. But Sub's on camera telling him he's doing all this illegal shit, he's making all this stuff. But he was like, when he first moved to Cali, he had this whole internet squad hit up organic cans so he could get his weed in organic can. He's like, they're not getting my weed. Like, I think they didn't get it the first time, and he just sent like so many people over there. It was so crazy.
Character. But put out, I mean, fire. And like looking back on some of those, it was like the first weed I had that I would compare to like the format of like a Z, where it was soft. Like the Jelly Bean had that same breakdown, that same soft texture. I mean, so many of his stuff, when we were growing rooms of it in Colorado, all from seed to hunted, I was just like, man, these are flavors. Like looking back, you didn't know what you had.
No,
you're like, hell yeah, grow the Hawaiian sativa. We're growing Island Sweet Skunk. We're growing Crazy Train. We're growing, you know, Jelly Bean. But then looking back, you're like, dude, if you had that Jelly Bean now, boom.
Yeah.
Like
it's like the extracts of that would be so tasty, crazy tasty.
Yeah, we had so many good times with Sub. It was awesome.
Yeah, it's really crazy. Speaking of Sub time frame, this right here, check this out. That's hash that we made with Frenchy 10 years ago that we should smoke together.
That was the hash that was made on Frenchy's DVD, on the Frenchy's Dreams of Hashish.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that was what we did with him under the moonlight outside.
So we stayed up all night long making that hash that day. We took almost one full plant down, not froze it, not nothing, went straight in the hash. And then air dried up there for a night before it went down in like parchment paper, fully, you know, like before freeze dryers. So it's like, it's really special. We have a nice amount in the freezer. We have a freezer full of different small amounts of all this stuff through the years.
This smells so good.
So
this
old school, huh?
Bro.
There's something about that old school kid. It's got a chocolatey coffee.
And that was from
sweet,
Marionberry,
super smooth,
clean
and smooth.
Marionberry,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, which is Heroes of the Farm.
Wow. Oh yeah, man! Shout out to that dude, man.
He was badass.
Man, and I still try to follow his story, and he kind of got off Instagram for a while, and then like. I love the pool with the plants next to it.
Man, his property was so sick.
So sick.
He's living and it's so crazy because you look at him and you go, he's living the cannabis dream.
Yeah.
He's on his house with his family, and then he's got the big pool, and next to it, he's got a couple big plants, and it's this water feature. And then you go down and there's the greenhouses and the outdoor, and you're like, this is the cannabis dream. And then you saw all the bullshit he had to deal with over the years of like electric and them relaying and all the money wasted and all this stuff. And he's like, I've been just fine. I'm up here doing fine with most. And then I always wonder with those guys, and I think those are the biggest losses when we lose guys like that for the legal market, where you're like, man, he would have added so much to this thing that we're all trying to do.
For sure.
Guys like that, bro.
There was so
He's
many.
one of the ones from Subcool Circle that was for sure. I mean, everyone, OD2 was really cool.
I was going to say ODD's like homegrown natural wonders back in the day. There was so many
Doctor Who, right?
The Doctor Who, man. There were so many dope people back in the day. I'm glad that we got to enjoy that time that we had with everybody, because when it was popping, and everyone was together, and like the events were big out here all across California. You know, all the events that we're doing, everyone was together, growing as a squad, meeting up, having dinner afterwards, celebrating. And it's just unraveled to what it is now, and it's like so sad. And so many of the people that are gone now, that are passed away, that are just out of the game, and now it's like, it's hard, and now we don't have people speaking for the culture. And that's why we do what we do with music. It's like, we don't ever try to get political, but we want to use our voice to speak for our culture as much as possible, and spread that, what needs to be said sometimes out there, and at least try to get it out there more than just not saying nothing.
I love it. That's why we keep having this, and we're going to keep having you guys back on. We're going to smoke this on Off the Mic for everyone listening.
Yeah.
We'll get on Off the Mic on FSOTD.com, and we're going to break this out. We'll roll up some more flowers, put this in the middle of it. Let's have some fun. This smells amazing. But that's why I like, man, that was the whole point, is like, I love your conscious music, bro, because a lot of what you guys put out, it talks to the culture because you guys are from it. And I feel like a lot of times it's people talking about something they haven't lived. That's completely different with you guys. Like when you're talking about, listen to this bullshit stuff that's happening in the industry. It's like, oh yeah, this is from guys that we need to listen to, especially about that, because we're going to look back, like, just like we did with, I think, farmers in general, and be like, oh, our best ones we lost to overregulation, undervalue, like all this stuff and just not having a voice. And it's like, first thing we got to get in line is like lounges, bro. How do we not have lounges? Like, when you brought that up, I'm thinking, yeah, bro, we should be fucking all meeting in a lounge. We should have the homies. When you guys come down, it should be a gathering that we all get to at least chop it up and smoke one with everybody. And it's like, we don't have that in the Mecca. California and LA, we don't have that in the Mecca. And the couple lounges you have to buy their weed, or it's a crazy situation. And when people try to hit me with that, they'll be like, oh, well, there's 3 lounges. And I'm like, can you imagine if there was like 3 restaurants that serve alcohol, or 3 bars in LA? That'd be like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Or 3 coffee shops.
3 places to get cigarettes.
Or like, hey, they're $1 million licenses. And you're like, for what? For a coffee spot? Or like where people just bring, and that's the part where I'm like, dude, we need someone in fucking office being like, hey, dude, so listen, I'm here again for the 300th time this month. We need this fucking lounge thing opened up. But yeah, man, where can they find your music? Is everything Mendo Dope Boys, Mendo Dope on YouTube?
Mendo Dope on YouTube for all the videos, Mendo Dope Boys on Instagram.
MendoDopeMusic.com for all of our merchandise, all the music and all that kind of stuff. Mendo Dope Farms has all our genetic side and farming info.
And Humboldt Seed Company has their seeds, and they're going to be in Germany. Dude.
Come in Germany. First time, and we're bringing the fire.
It's going to be so sick. It's just so cool meeting people around the world that are like us. It's like you said, there's so much similarities when we're all smoking together and talking. It's crazy the people we've met, and now to go even further is going to be so cool.
Yeah. Dude, there's going to be people growing your strains all over like Eastern Europe and Europe after the drop.
Yeah.
Like,
it's so cool. I mean, it's already crazy where we've sent seeds too.
Amazing.
I mean, we've sent seeds to China.
Shout out to all our fans, all the supporters out there. It blows our mind sometimes, the places where we've been sending seeds out to.
We can't even spell it, it's like weird letters. I don't even know what it is.
Dude, I follow Land Race Mafia and some of them dudes over there. And I'm like, wow, them dudes, it's a whole different world, like the way they grow. And it's dope because I think the ultimate honor for guys like you to leave your legacy in dirt is literally that, is like, you're going to have a chapter in different parts of the world with stuff that you bred or hunted and all that. I think that's like a massive accomplishment for anybody in position of legacy.
For sure. It's really cool. Strains that live forever, that will be crossed forever. Music's in a similar way where it lasts forever and can be remixed by other people forever. It's just really cool. It's really cool.
Dude. 420 special, Mendo Dope. We're going to get on Off the Mic, smoke some Frenchy Canoli special batch. R.I.P. Frenchy and the whole team. Oh, man. First smoke of the day.
That's how it's done.
Peace out.
First Smoke family, if you want more video, unreleased content, stuff we can't put on YouTube, you want early drops, weeks and weeks in advance, FSOTD.com gets you all that. You become part of the family, you get hooked up with early content, you get unreleased content we can't put out on YouTube because we get age restricted and we get strikes, the whole deal. FSOTD.com gets you hooked up like family. But if you just want to keep watching, here we go. Let's let another one roll.